G'day everyone, CJ the Pineapple Drummer, aka Modus from Chaosis here, and I have a little story that I did want to share with everyone about the time I got to meet my favorite drummer, and still to this day is my idol and my most famous drummer. So for those that don't actually know, his name is John Blackwell. He played with Prince, The New Revolution, one of the best, in my opinion, the best drummer to ever walk the face of this planet. Quick story time, before the story time, is I remember back in the day, I was much young, I think I was about 12 years old or 13 years old, and mum comes rushing in and she's like, I've just filmed a drummer that you need to watch. And at this point, I was too young to have known whether I was going to become a professional musician or professional drummer at the time. And mum was like, I recorded him, you've got to sit down and watch it. And it was a performance on the morning show he did when he was coming out doing a solo tour and a bunch of, I think he was just coming out doing a solo tour, I think it was. I instantly fell in love. This is back on VHS when that was still a thing. And I remember we sat down, I watched it, I was blown away. Found out he had a DVD, bought the DVD. I think I watched that daily for a year or 2 years and just constantly had it. It was an awesome DVD and I highly recommend everybody go and grab a copy if you still can. Cut to about 4 or 5 years later, probably not even, we found out that he's doing a clinic tour all up and down the east coast of Australia. And I couldn't go because the day of the clinic was a school band competition that we'd been working towards for months. And if I bailed on that, I dare say I wouldn't have been in the music program after that. So luckily enough, and how awesome it was enough, my dad actually got to go to see him and take my place, at least to take a couple of photos and all of that kind of stuff. So we did the band competition and we came away with gold, which was really awesome. Super happy that we got to do that, but at the same time I was super bummed out because I knew as I was playing, so was my idol about half an hour away that I really wish I could have seen at the time. Cut to the bus trip home with the rest of the band, everyone's celebrating that they got gold, and I get a phone call from my dad afterwards, and I was like, how was the clinic? Was it awesome? Blah, blah, blah. Did you get to meet him? Tell me everything, tell me everything. And Dad's like, oh, just before I do that, there's just someone that wants to talk to you for a second, just hold on. And I hear a bit of crackling on the phone, and then I hear, hello, is this CJ? And I'm like, is this John Blackwell? And he's just like, yeah, how are you, man? I'm like, oh my God. And I flipped out, and to the point of like being so happy, I was actually crying happy tears while I was talking to him. And I was just like, man, you've been like the biggest inspiration. You've pushed me to want to be the drummer that you know you are, and I want to become a professional drummer after having watched your DVD and seen you play and blah blah blah. And he was just like, man, just keep practicing and, you know, have faith and you know, you'll do great things and you'll do amazing things, and I've done something special for you, but you have to promise to keep it a secret. And I was like, absolutely, sure. I'm just so glad that I got to talk to you on the phone. So I did get to ask him like how he was, how his flight was. He was super jet lagged and tired, so I felt bad but super appreciative that he actually took the time to talk as much as he did. And about 15 minutes later, I was like saying goodbye, and people were noticing that I was like crying on the back of the bus in like happiness, and people started making fun of me, and I'm like, you need to shut up and leave me alone right now. I'm talking to my idol drummer on the phone. And nobody got it on the bus. No one actually understood what was going on, and even when I explained it to them afterwards, they still didn't actually understand it. So after that, I was like, all right, dude, thank you so much for your time, you know, take care, and I hope you have a good rest of your tour. And he's just like, congratulations on winning the gold and all of this stuff. So I hang up the phone, come back home, and later that night, Dad's like, so here's the surprise. So Dad managed to get one of the cards and promo cards. I'm gonna black this part out here, but not only did I get a signed thing from John Blackwell, but at the same time too, he was kind enough to leave his personal email address to me to be able to stay in touch and actually write and talk to him, which I did for quite a few years actually, which was really cool. So not only do I have an autograph, but personally with my name, it's just like, this is one of my most prized possessions. So big thank you to my dad for staying in line and waiting to the very end to get to talk to him and do the phone call thing and all of that stuff. So yeah, I stayed in touch with him for quite a few years after that, and unfortunately since then he has passed away, which is, you know, very sad, and rest in peace and respect to his family and him. You know, I do miss seeing new videos of his come out, and I do miss keeping up to date with him and all of that stuff. So I guess I really don't know how to end that story, apart from the fact that, you know, I was very blessed to have at least gotten to speak to him on the phone and get to have that be a big part of my life, and it really did help shape me in a lot of ways to become the drummer I am today. So without John Blackwell, there really wouldn't be the version of me that you guys see today. So huge influence. Go and check out John Blackwell. He's an absolute beast of a drummer, such a humble and nice and caring and loving dude. So without John Blackwell, there would be no CJ the Pineapple Drummer, or at least in the way I am today, and there would be no Modus and Chaosis. There would be none of the things that I would have done. It would have been such a different world without him. He was such a huge influence, such a humble guy to do what he did, and for that I am eternally grateful for him. So that's my little John Blackwell story, guys. Take care and have a good day.